So, we've had a look around the club. We've met some of the players, well, all of the players. We've brought some in, we've let some go, we've developed a tactic, and now it's time to play a first competitive game as the manager of Borussia Dortmund. And it's against Bayern Munich. Nothing like easing our way into things, is there? Well, a yellow tie is coming in clutch now that we're manager of Borussia Dortmund. Let's have a look at the schedule first. We've played some friendlies. As you can see, we've not played against really anyone of much note. 13-0, 7-1, 7-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-0. I mean, to be fair, we have played Bologna and we beat them 5-0 with 2 goals from Erez Levi, Dijon Kamira, Bradley Barcola and Noah Baumgartner getting on the score sheet for us. Bologna are a good team, so that was a really nice pre-season friendly right before we play, or a week before we played Bayern Munich. Marseille was also a tough one. That was a 1-1 draw. Szymanowski getting the goal for us in that game. And 1860 Munich are okay. I mean, I'm not sure exactly where they are. They're in the 3 Liga, so they're not great. I mean, that's quite a fall from grace, 1860 Munich, isn't it? Maybe that could be a rebuild in FM25. But yeah, so we've had some good results. We've got players getting goals, which is kind of part of the whole point of pre-season friendlies, building up fitness and getting players scoring goals. For those of you that weren't here for yesterday's transfer special, we have spent a lot of money, 299 million to be precise. I don't think there's any that went over into last season's. No, they are ones that already happened. And let's just check the sales in case there is any there. No, they're all last season's. So yeah, that's fine. So we have gone back to Monaco and raided a few players. I don't need to show you them because you should already know them by now, unless you're just jumping on for the start of this series, which welcome if you are. Giancomo Carnevali, 80 million rising to 98 million. World-class wonder kid left back, in my opinion. 19 years old. If we have a look at what he'd done last season, 2 goals and 14 assists at 7.25 from 32 games. Got him from Monaco for 20 million. Monaco have made a nice bit of money out of me. Erez Levi, our wonder kid, superstar striker, £53 million. He's come in. He was everything for us last season at Monaco. 20 goals from 33 games, 3 assists as well at 7.15. He joined us in the January transfer window the season before for just 3 million and got 18 goals in 16 games at a 7.54. So yeah, no, it was a no-brainer that I was always going to go back for him. The other Monaco player we've got is Maxime Esteve, 70 million rising to 90 million. I may have overpaid a little bit for him, considering he is 29 years old. We're probably only going to have him around for a couple of seasons. But he was very good for us last season, 7.10, 6 goals from 33 games. If you look at his height at 6'4", his jumping reach of 16, his heading of 14, he is a bit of a menace at set pieces, and he's a good defender as well. 16 marking, 14 tackling. He is a very good defender as well. It was either him or Hugo Barricina that I bought in, and he was the one I went for, basically. Then we got Dijon Kamiri for £35 million from RB Salzburg. Very, very good 27-year-old Austrian central midfielder that we will be playing here in our advanced playmaker or Mazzala role, depending on what we need him for at the time. He's got some really nice attributes, some really strong physicals. And yeah, he is going to be an asset to the club, I don't doubt. And Carol Ott for 60 million, raising to 70 million. We got him from Reims. And yeah, again, he's a player that, again, you look at his attributes, really nice attributes. Again, solid physicals. I mean, a valuation of like 138 million rising to. And again, he can play in the defensive part of the midfield. And he can also, if we need him, he can do a bit of a job as an advanced playmaker and a Mazzala. Again, really happy to have him. Between the two players, we've covered the defensive and more attacking areas of our central midfield position. We've got a left back, central defence, striker. If we have a look at the tactic, which we'll go to in a moment, you'll see that we've got a nice little spine of a team there that I'm pretty confident in, I've got to say. If we have a look at the schedule again, we've got Bayern Munich in the Super Cup coming up pretty soon, in a minute or so's time. Then we've got the DFB Pokal first round against Borussia München. I'm assuming that's a Munich team. So yeah, we've got 2 Munich teams today, and then in tomorrow's episode we will be doing the first 2 games of the season, Frankfurt and Union Berlin. I wouldn't normally do these 2 games. These 2 games I'd normally do these off camera and just come back for the first 2 league games. But because it's a new club, I just want to have a look at how good or bad we actually are. I'm pretty confident, but I've been confident before, let's face it. Right, let's go over to the Matchday Centre and let's get into the game against Bayern Munich. Here we are then in the Matchday Centre, and this is the team that we're going to go with. We have got a few injuries. Sumaila Koulibaly is out injured for 3 weeks. He's got sprained ankle ligaments. He's a young centre-back. I'll say young, he's 27 years old. He's centre-back for us. He's predominantly left foot, but can play with his right foot pretty decently. So he's a useful player to have around. We would certainly have to get a replacement if we're without him permanently. So he's filling a role at the moment, but if he leaves in January or in the summer, which I do want to move on at some point, then we would certainly need to replace him. Mads Bistrup is a central midfielder for us. He's out for up to 2 months. He's a long-term injury loss. He can play in the defensive areas. He's his better positions. He can do the anchor role just about. He can do the Mazzala and the advanced playmaker if we need him to. At 30 years old, though, I wouldn't be against moving him on at some point in the summer. And then we've got Adeyemi, who's out for 4 more days. He will be available for our next game, but it's just not available for this one. He'll probably be on the bench for the next game. Now, we do have a bit of a decision to make as to whether we go with Angelo Stiller in the anchor role or whether we go with Carolot, who's obviously a new signing. If we have a look at Angelo Stiller, he's 30 years old. Ott is 23, I think he is, so he's a few years younger. But he's very decent, very solid. He's 3.5 stars as well. If we have a look at the comparison with Carolot and have a look at the little chart here, first of all, we can see that Stiller is better mentally, physically, and with vision. They're the same for defending, technical, and attacking. And Carolot is slightly quicker, and that's pretty much all he has got that's better, really. If we have a look at the attributes, this is the section I tend to go with more than anything else. In terms of technicals, Stiller averages 12, whereas Ott averages 10. Mentals, Stiller averages 14 compared to 13 for Ott, and physicals is 13 and 12 respectively as well. Now, bearing in mind, Carolot is 23 years old. He has got potential to improve, and he has got some really decent attributes as well. So it's not the be-all and end-all with this kind of thing, but I think we're going to start with Stiller. That's who I've gone with for the moment. So if we have a look at a team, we've got Gebhardt in goal, Carnevale left back, Mikic right back, Schlotterbeck and Esteve in the centre of defence, Stiller, Beckhus and Kamari in the midfield, Barcola, Dyke and Levi up top. Giovanni Reina is on the bench. He does want to leave. We are trying to move him on. If we do move him on, I will need to try and get a replacement, I think. And Ricard Fontas is kind of like one of our backup strikers, but he's got some really decent attributes as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do as we would try to give Levi some time. I'm more inclined to be able to take him off and replace him with like Adeyemi or Fontas with Dortmund than what I was with Monaco. So let's get into the game. We are up against Bayern Munich. Now, I do want to add straight away that if we lose this game against Bayern Munich, which, to be honest, I'm kind of expecting we will lose it, I'm not that bothered. What I'm hoping for is that we can put in a good performance and show signs of looking good. But, yeah, it's only the German Super Cup. I'm not really bothered about it. And, of course, we've got the licence for the Bundesliga, so we get all the actual graphics. Julian Nagelsmann is the Bayern Munich manager. That's our team in our formation as well. Let's get on with the game. There is a bit of nerves. I don't mind admitting I'm a bit nervous about this because, you know, Bayern Munich are Bayern Munich. We want to win the Bundesliga, probably not this season, but next season. I have got my eyes on winning the Europa League. Bayern Munich playing that disgusting 7 at the back system with 3 up top. They got a corner, they put it into the box. We partially clear our lines. They're coming back at us with Rodrigo. It's a bit dangerous defending, to be quite honest. Delete Johnston. Get the cross in, and it's 1-0. Jamal Musiala with the goal. It's his first goal of the season. It's when you're seeing the names like Musiala, Rodrigo, Diamandi, Delete, all that sort of stuff, you realise just how good this Bayern Munich team is and why they're so dominant, at least domestically. Right, we pick the ball up, managed to break down their attack, playing quite dangerously out from the back, but we do manage it. Here's Beckwith with the ball. I need to get used to saying his name as well. Coming down that left-hand side, but he's tried doing too much, and it goes back to Bayern Munich. But Carnevale to Kamari. Kamari's still got it. Oh, he's just put it wide. Right, they have a free kick from quite a distance out, I've got to say. If he goes for goal on it, he's a very brave boy. Oof, he does go for goal, and it did go wide. I mean, that would have been some goal if he'd scored that, Rodrigo. Manu Kone, Florian Wirtz, of course, as well. They have got some players. And there's me raiding Monaco. Right, here's Kamari. It's too much, or too little really, for Dykes. So Bayern Munich have got the ball back again. Here comes Rodrigo down their right-hand side. Goes infield to Kone. The ball's... What was he doing, Mikic? Oh, my word. You should have just headed it back to the goalkeeper. You've put us in trouble here. You should have just nodded that back to the goalkeeper nice and calmly. Ball over the top. They're through. It's 2-0. Anthony Macania. I do like that little graphic where you get their face and all that pop up as well. Well, we're 2-0 down. They have dominated us. They really have. We're 2-0 down coming up to half-time. We had a little flurry at the beginning of the game. Didn't see highlights for it, but it was a little flurry. I mean, that's 3-0. It's 3-0 at half-time. Florian Wirtz now. We're not looking good, are we? I'll try not to be too harsh because it is Bayern Munich. But if we expect to be anywhere near there... Yeah, that is terrible. Yeah, if we expect to be anywhere near them, we need to be doing better than this. We really do. They have absolutely destroyed us in that first half. And there's not a single player that's putting in a good performance. Right, let's make some substitutions. So, Carnevale is going to come off for Alex Valla. Levi is going to come off for Fontas. And Kamari can come off for Ott. I think we'll play him there for now. So that's 3 substitutions made just to try and freshen things up a little bit. I mean, Samson Dykes having a terrible game on a 6.1. I think we'll make some changes out wide now as well. So Rayner can come on. If we take Dyke off first, yeah, Rayner is the next one. Barcola can come off for Dieter Hesse. Could be right. And Nunes, can we do that one? No, that's enough. I thought we might have been able to make 6 like you can in the Community Shield, but no, we can't. Right, here come Bayern Munich again. Makic clears the ball, but only as far as Musiala can put it straight back into a promising area for Bayern Munich. They switch it out wide to the right. The ball goes into the box. The goalkeeper should be coming for that. Oh, we're 4-0 down. I mean, you could say it's been a better second half performance. We've only conceded 1 goal so far. But yeah, this has not been good. And there's still time for a 5th goal as well. I was hoping my first game against Bayern Munich, like I said, I was expecting to lose. But I was hoping it's going to be like 2-1 or maybe 3-1. I weren't expecting 5-0. Musiala. Kone, Davis. Oh, over the bar. He probably should have done better, to be fair. But maybe it will only be 4-0. 3 minutes of time to be added on. And yeah, that is hard to watch. 4-0 defeat. We need to learn our lessons, though. We need to learn our lessons. We need to lick our wounds, and we need to make sure we're ready for Eintracht Frankfurt on the first league game of the season. Right, I don't want to see them lift their trophy. Get off. Right, there you go. It's unacceptable. You couldn't bring home a win. I think I should be demanding more from my players on a game like that. That really wasn't good enough. Right, we've got 3 days until we've got the cup game. 2 days now against that other team in Munich, and let's get to the matchday centre for that. Right, so I've been looking at the squad because we do have quite a bloated squad still. If we look at them all, we've got 29 players in the squad. We'll take out Samuel Bamba, who, by the way, has just gone out on loan. There is an optional future fee in his contract as well. If we have a look at it, he's got an optional future fee of 34.5 million with VfB Stuttgart. Don't know whether they're going to take it or not, but they might do. And if they do, I will be very happy because he's just not good enough, really. Now, looking at the squad, Carnevali and Levi, who would, in terms of their European registration, they would qualify as an under-21 normally, but I think you have to be at the club 2 years before you can qualify as an under-21, so they won't qualify for that. Damien Thier and Meyer, they will both qualify as far as I'm aware, but then we are in a position where the likes of Simonovsky, Nunes, Hesse, Dyke, that are currently 21, I don't think they're going to qualify. So altogether it means we've got a squad of 26, which obviously 26 don't go into 25. So someone in this squad will need to get left out. And I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to be this guy here, Henry Heralt. So it might be an idea for me to see if I can move him on. No one's interested in him, but we can ask the agent. He's going to say there's no one in. Oh, there is interest though, so watch this space. Few clubs interested in a transfer. Can the intermediary... Well, the intermediary is prepared to help. So let's have a look at what one we're going to accept. But probably go for that one, the 6% one. 10.5 to 11.25. The others are only about $1 million more. So I think we'll just stick with that. Right, he may well be on the move. So he wants to ask me a question. I don't want to answer it. So let's get into the actual game itself. We have gone with a much weaker team in this one, rotating players around just so we can have a look at some of the other players as well. Again, we can't take a great deal from it because this is a very poor non-league team. So if we lose this, we are in serious trouble. But we've got Gebhardt. Actually, no, we need to have Lafont in goal. Alex Valley left back, Nunes right back, Esteve and Farina in the centre of defence. I really do need a central defender. Now, Carolot technically can play there, but I also need him in midfield. We've still got a lot of work to do on this squad. But Esteve and Farina in the middle, Ott, Baumgartner and Rayner in the midfield positions, Fontas and Hesse out wide with Karim Konate up top. We've actually got 3 very good strikers in Konate, Fontas and Levi. And we've also got Simonovsky that can play in those positions as well. So, yeah, we do have some pretty decent players. I might actually bring Simonovsky into the bench because we lack a bit of width on the bench. So, let's get into it. Like I say, we can't take too much from this game because they are a very poor team, but we just want to see that we can actually play some football, because after the game against Dortmund, that was awful. So yeah, I'm very nervous about this season because I still don't really know how good we are. We've, in pre-season when we've been playing against rubbish teams, we've looked absolutely fantastic. When we come up against against Bayern Munich, we looked rubbish. Against Marseille and Bologna, we looked pretty good. But yeah, we just need the season to start, really. So here's Esteve as we get a highlight into the 12th minute of the game. Alex Valley goes forward to Fontas. Baumgartner gives it to Konate, to Ott, holding that anchor role in the midfield for us. Farina, who also can play that anchor role, to Rayner, to Hesse. He's on the right-hand side. He couldn't quite find Rayner. I thought it was a penalty. Who's going to be our penalty taker? It's Rayner to take the penalty to put us 1-0 up, and he does. He puts that away in style. Giovanni Rayner, first goal of the season for us. Our first goal in a competitive match as Borussia Dortmund manager, and it's from Giovanni Rayner from the penalty spot. I mean, I would like to see us score a goal from open play. That would be quite nice. We've certainly had plenty of the ball, and we've had 6 shots on target. Right, so we've got the ball now. It's with Farina to Nunes to Ott, Baumgartner, Alex Valley to Fontas. What a goal from Fontas. Really good goal, that one. We moved that about really nicely. That was simply breathtaking, as the little bar down the bottom of the screen said. But yeah, 7 shots on target, 10 shots in total. This could actually end up being a massacre. But here we go. Here's Alex Valley to Baumgartner. Rayner. I kind of don't want to see Rayner doing too well, because there is every possibility he's going to be leaving us. He's told us he wants to leave for a new challenge. And I said I'm not going to stand in his way, but at the same time I'm not going to actively sell him. So we just need to hope we get to the end of the transfer window and nobody is putting in a bid for him, because then we would be able to keep him, and that would be really rather nice, because he is a good player. Right, Munich have the ball. Munich, whatever you meant to call them. I'm certainly not going to try it. TGM, we call them that, I think. They play a ball in behind, doesn't really come to anything. Esteve to Farina. I mean, a lot of how we play should look very familiar from how we played it as Monaco, because it's pretty much the same tactic. It's, you know, it's 4-3-3, it's tiki-taka, you know, all the same roles on the field as well. Fontas with another one. I think he'd been on a bit of a goal drought, because after the game against Munich, one of the emails I got through was that it said Fontas is going to end his goal drought, or whatever the email says. And he's lived up. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to play him today, because I wanted to see if he could get a goal and get that monkey off his back, really. Right, 3-0 win. 3-0 at half-time, sorry. It's not a win yet. Kind of looking, if we can get 5, then it kind of makes up a little bit for the tonking of Bayern Munich. But we will make changes shortly. That's a goal. Maxime Esteve from the corner. I did say about the threat he poses from corners, and that being one of the reasons, as well as the fact that he's actually a very good defender. That's why I wanted to bring him in. And there you go. Maxime Esteve with the goal. Right, let's look at what substitutions we're going to make. Might bring Szymanowski on for Fontas on that left-hand side, and bring Erez Levi on for Karim Konate up top. I'd like to see him get a goal. I think that's probably because all the other players that we've got on the bench, they're all players we had in the previous game, so I'm not in a great hurry to get them on the field. So we'll just make a couple of changes. Here's Esteve to Ott to Nunes. Farina. Nunes to Hesse. He gets tackled. They win the ball back, but it's a poor pass clear. That was a poor pass from us as well. So yeah, basically what I was getting at earlier on is the way we were seeing us play at Monaco, we should be seeing the same kind of thing with Dortmund. I'm just hoping at a better level. The crossbar, oh, is it the crossbar? But, you know, they have to get used to me, to my tactic, all this sort of stuff. So it's not just a case of plug and play, away you go, you're going to win every game. Here's Szymanowski, finds Erez Levi. Oh, it's gone out for a corner. I thought Erez Levi had been offside then. I was like getting deja vu there. Right, Hesse with the corner. It comes back out to him, and don't know what he was doing with that. But 22 shots, 12 on target, 2.64 XG, 73% possession. I'm kind of feeling like I probably won't make any more changes, because there's players on the field here that do need to have some playing time. So we probably will give them the full 90 to it. No one looks excessively tired either, which, you know, it's their first game at the beginning of the season. You'd like to think they're not going to be that tired. And that is it. It's full time, a 4-0 win against TGM. Well done, lads. That's a good win for us. So let me know in the comments what you think of the performances today. Should we be overly concerned about the defeat to Bayern Munich and the manner of the defeat? Or do you think we're going to be okay? I personally think we're going to be fine. We will have a look at the schedule. We will be coming back. Tomorrow's episode is going to be Eintracht Frankfurt and Union Berlin. If we have a look at the Bundesliga season preview as to how good they're meant to be. So Eintracht Frankfurt are meant to finish 7th, Union Berlin 11th. So 2 tough games. You know, they're not going to be easy ones, but we do start off at home. That's the main thing. So join me for that in tomorrow's episode. And thank you very much for watching this one. Please leave a like and subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow.